What's going on, family? God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. Give me 1 second. Light up this cigarette, give me 1 second. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. You know, one day the cars be white, white, white. Yo, yo, one day it be white, white, white. Next thing you know, it be black, black, black. You know what I'm saying? It's still color coding. You know what I mean? Sometimes I know, like, when I do see in my targeting, what I go through when I see a lot of black cars and stuff like that, it usually be more settled. So I just be looking at it like the positive reinforcements, but that's just with me. That's the psychological color coding they do with me. I'm pretty sure everybody's psychological color code is a little different. But when I get, like, black, 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 it be chill. As you notice, it's chill. The environment is chill. Regardless, when I get other colors, it's a little hostile. A lot of traffic flow, stuff like that. So basically, today I just kind of wanted to go over is like, don't be careful who you let in your life. Be careful who you let in your life. God has gave us free will. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a agent or a slave of the gang, being a gang stalker, for those that's not a gang stalker or a slave of the system like that, God has gave you free will. He's gave you free will. And the thing about it is the demons are, the people who practice these dark arts and things like that. It works as far as what you let in. You know what I'm saying? They can't force it on you. You know what I'm saying? They can use fear as a door for you to open the door, but you make the choice to open the door now. They can't come in unless you open that door. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it, it's like that TV show, what was that TV show called? From? I think it's a TV show called From. It used to be on Hulu. I don't know if it's still on Hulu, but it's about these, I don't know, zombie type ghost like ghouls or whatever, and they can shape shift into any person. You know what I'm saying? And they come at night, and the people, the town, like, the people were trapped in this town. They couldn't get out of the town. They got somehow warped in some type of town and some type of different dimension or something. And they got stuck in that town and they couldn't get out of that town. And at nighttime, these ghouls or whatever these things is, they would get out at night, you know what I mean? And they would, you know what I'm saying, who's ever outside of the house, you know what I'm saying, they would get devoured. But since they was inside the house, those ghouls would try to convince the people to open up the window, open up the door. There was one scene where a ghoul acted like there was a kid, act like it was the kid's grandma, like, let me in, let me in. And the kid opened the window and the ghoul devoured the kid. You know what I'm saying? So this is the same way. This is the same way when it comes to these demons. If you open the door, if you start to believe, if they can get you to believe, if they can convince you to believe, and you open the door, that's when they start wreaking havoc in your life. You know what I'm saying? So before they open the door, just like that TV show, they're going to appear as an angel of light. They're going to have artificial positivity. They're going to show you artificial love so that your defense can go down. You know what I'm saying? So they're very charming with words. Sometimes they can seem innocent. They can seem innocent as a dove sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But they got their mask on. You know what I mean? And the whole time they're reeling you in to believe, believe, believe more. And they're knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. And these evil spirits are knocking and knocking. And once you open that door, you know what I'm saying, you have to invite them spirits in. Once you open that door, mask off, they own you. You know, no games being played. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like also the movie Skeleton Key. You know, Skeleton Key, the movie, the horror movie, and filmed in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? So with this horror movie filmed in New Orleans, it was basically talking about hoodoo. And hoodoo is American voodoo, you know what I'm saying? Which came from the slaves. So voodoo came, well, was supposedly originated in West Africa, you know what I'm saying? And it was like these people celebrating the dead, you know what I'm saying? So they get their counsel from their ancestors or the dead, and they give their ancestors or certain entities certain things to get benefits or something from these spirits. They practice necromancy and things like that. And you know what I'm saying? They get into these little ceremonial rituals and trances where they believe that they'll allow these spirits to have temporary satisfactions through their vessel, through their body. You know what I'm saying? And when they do this, and they do their little sacrifices with the chicken head and the cutting the goats and all this stuff like that, they did the sacrifices to these deities or entities and ancestors or whatever, you know what I'm saying, so that they can have certain type of protection or certain type of gangs, you know what I mean? But when it came to America for like some of the slaves, they, you know what I mean, would use certain these rituals to get back at some of the slave masters or, you know, to get away or to do certain things, you know. So the hoodoo was basically more like black magic, really. You know what I'm saying? Like just bad magic. Magic, period, you know. You know what I'm saying? If it's not signs and wonders coming from God, it's dark magic. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, and the movie Skeleton Key, you know what I'm saying? New Orleans, it explains about the hoodoo. And the thing about it is the slaves, there was this plantation and there was these kids, and the slaves convinced the kids to go up to the attic while they had this pentagram ritual with the candles surrounding it. And it was like some body transfer thing, conscious transfer thing. So the kids conscious transferred to the black people's bodies, and the black people transferred to the kids' bodies. And when the people was looking for the kids and they found the kids was in the attic, they didn't know that the conscious already transferred. You know what I'm saying? So when they hung the black people, they actually hung their kids and killed they white kids. You know what I'm saying? And the black people lived on through the kids. So they was in the white people's bodies. You know what I'm saying? In the movie Skeleton Key. And they just kept on living for a long time on earth like that, just transferring their conscious to one body to the next with these rituals. But the key was those kids, they invited them in. It wouldn't have worked if them kids didn't open the door and invited them in. So the movie goes along with this white lady being like a housekeeper or for hospice or for the elderly that's about to die and stuff like that. And the whole reason they was pulling, you know, somebody in because the white lady, she was getting old, which really was the black slave in that white lady. She was getting old, so she needed another body to take over. She needed to transfer the consciousness. But the whole movie, it goes to show like how this it works. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time. You know, it didn't work at all until she start believing, and once she start believing and the witchcraft are believing in it and believing in the hoodoo, things start happening around her. And then she started trying to use some of to fight, using hoodoo to fight the hoodoo. And all it did was just, you know what I'm saying, got her to open the door. Once she started using it, that's when she opened the door, and that's when them demons, they came on in and wreaked havoc. And it's just like with this program. You know what I'm saying? This program can't really affect you or influence you unless you open the door. See, a lot of people get traumatized and victimized and stuff because they open the door. Now, it's a different situation when you're young and you innocent and somebody just take advantage of you. That's a whole complete different situation. And I feel sorry for people who have gone through those traumatic experiences. But for the most part, for people that's grown, that has a mind of reasoning, the way that they work is just like that skeleton key. You know what I'm saying? They come as angels of light until they can convince you enough to where, you know what I'm saying, you open that door. So when she opened that door, and like with this gang stalking program, once they get you to that point of opening that door, you know what I'm saying? That's when, boom, they come in. Because at the end, she drew up a little pentagram and everything and thought she was protected. But the thing about it is, it trapped her inside of that pit. She couldn't move. She was stuck. And the old white lady hold up the mirror. And when she looked at the mirror, the white girl didn't even see herself no more in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? That's just like with the program. The program repetition can influence you so much, you know what I'm saying, that you look in the mirror, you're not yourself no more. You know, they don't want you to be yourself. They don't want you to live out your purpose. You know what I'm saying? They want you to be departed from God. And when she looked in the mirror, she seen the black slave. She seen the black slave lady, and then the mirror rushed to her, and the glass shattered, and boom, conscious got transferred, took over her body. You know what I'm saying? So these people are certain people you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, they're not forcing themselves upon you. You know what I'm saying? It's witchcraft going on in the midst. And a lot of people become victims or traumatized because they went to it. They went to seek for help when you're in a desperate situation or you struggling. They went to seek for the help. And you know what I'm saying? You open that door. So the program will put you in situations where you're desperate so that you can open the door for these demons to come in. That's the whole point. Them want to leave you destitute, broken, and stuff like that, so you can open the door so that they witchcraft can be full force and effect. That's the same thing with King Saul in the Bible. When God told him to destroy the Amalekites, he told King Saul to destroy the Amalekites. But King Saul, you know, he left certain things around. He didn't fully destroy. He didn't do what God commanded him to do. So and God said, obedience is better than sacrifice. And since you didn't, boom, he departed from King Saul. And now the Philistines was stomping like dinosaurs, stepping out there. Dinosaurs just stepping on people out there like dinosaurs because the people weren't obedient to King Saul wasn't obedient. So the Israelites, they didn't win the battle. You know what I'm saying? So King Saul was afraid. And since he couldn't get the protection from God, where did he go? He went into the witchcraft. He went in, you know what I'm saying? And the necromancy practitioners and the divination practitioners, this lady, you know what I'm saying? That's in 1 Samuel chapter 28. This lady, you know what I'm saying? And the lady brought back one of the prophets, Prophet Samuel, you know what I'm saying? And he wanted to receive counsel from the prophet Samuel on how to defeat the Philistines, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. So that's like, when we feel like we're separated from God, like the program can make you feel like God is not with you, or there is no God, or why is all this stuff happening? Like, if God is a God of love, why is he allowing me to go through this? And then what happens is people get into that mindset and now they want to venture off in different belief systems, which you have really no knowledge about. And then once you open the door, once you start believing, because these people come with so much charismatic energy and stuff, and you think, oh, it's cool, it's not so bad. You know what I'm saying? I want to tap with, you know, ancestors. Oh, you know, they talking about our people. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let me tap into this. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see what works. And when Samuel popped up and stuff like that, you know, I was like, why did you know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 you gonna lose. Samuel basically told him, like, you gonna lose. You gonna lose. and they still end up losing to the Philistines. You know what I'm saying? In Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 through 21, it talks about, oh, my bad. You pay me to work. Yes, ma'am, I'm about to be in there. Okay, so like I said, like I'm about to go back into work. My manager ain't playing, but like I said, the works of the flesh through Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 through 21. So the spirits of the flesh, it talks about do not practice divination or anything like that, right? You know what I'm saying? You depart yourself from God, right? You know what I mean? God can't protect you once you tap into that type of mindset and into those type of beliefs. And the program wants to break you to the point where you separate yourself from God and you start tapping into stuff that you ain't supposed to tap in. I gotta go back to work, but family, what I'm saying is, do not let these demons in. Do not open the door for these demons to come in, because every day that's what the tactics is about. They're knocking, 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 and knocking. Don't let them in, family. Peace.